Chuck, Chuck.
Good. How you doing?
Working on how like do I do it? My do I just do my come on this side. Thank you. Yes, come on the other side here. Hold on. Denise would be this morning. I'm so happy to see you. You need to sign anything. Thanks so much. It's great. Nice chatting with you. You're welcome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our Oyster Bay Town Board meeting for Tuesday, August 11th, 2026. For those of you joining us this morning, you have an opportunity to be heard on matters brought before the Town Board. If it is something directly relative to one of the items on our resolution calendar, please fill out this form and we will call you so that you can be heard on something that is directly related to the calendar. If it is not related to an item on the calendar, also please fill out a form and write public comment down at the bottom, and this way we'll call you at the end of the meeting during the public comment portion. As always, this meeting is being live streamed on the town's website, which is oysterbaytown.com. These proceedings are recorded and later transcribed. You can contact us in a multitude of different ways, including by emailing one word, public comment at Oyster Bay, also one word, oysterbay-ny.gov. That is public comment at oysterbay-ny.gov. You can also mail us at the Office of the Town Attorney, 54 Audrey Avenue, Oyster Bay, New York, 11771. You can call my office directly, the Town Attorney's office, and of course, any council member that you would like. We begin every board meeting with prayer, and today we welcome Father Daniel Mathai of St. Andrew Orthodox Church of Long Island, located in Glenwood Landing. Father, thank you for joining us. If you would step up to the microphone, please. Please rise if you can.
Let us pray. O Lord God Almighty, who's the source of all that is good, we gather this morning with thanksgiving for our community in which we live and for the privilege and responsibility of public service. We call upon your blessing upon the town of Oyster Bay, upon all those who call this community home, and upon those entrusted with its leadership. Lord, we ask that you grant wisdom and discernment upon all the members of the town board and all who serve our town. Guide their deliberations this morning, that their decisions made here might be rooted in integrity, justice, compassion, and a sincere desire to serve the common good. Bless those who daily work contributes to the safety and well-being of our neighbors and our community. We remember especially those in our community who are struggling, those who are sick or grieving, for our veterans, our senior citizens, our children, our families, and to all those who look to their neighbors and our leaders for assistance. Bless our work and our service towards our community this morning, that all that we do may be good for our citizens and the flourishing of the town of Oyster Bay. May we ascribe glory and honor to you, O Lord God, now and always unto the ages of ages. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Father Daniel. You're a good friend to our town, and please send along our best wishes to your entire congregation.
Thank you, Supervisor. It's a joy for myself being raised in Buttontown and living in Jericho. Full circle. So it's a joy. Thank you. Thank you once again.
It's a town resident. Beautiful, beautiful. And now for our Pledge of Allegiance, I am honored to introduce a very distinguished veteran. He is a dear friend to all of us on the town board. We love this man. He's an important part of our town family. And he is from the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 82 in Nassau County. We have with us this morning United States Army Staff Sergeant Arturo Edwards of Farmingdale, who served in the military from May of 1966 through November of 1967. Thank you, as always, for joining us, and if you'd kindly lead us in the pledge.
I pledge
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Arturo Edwards, and God bless you. It's wonderful to have you here with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service then and now. Your continued service is a true blessing in this town. And we ask that you join us for a moment of silence as we recognize and honor our men and women in the United States Armed Forces serving here in America and throughout the world. Also, in recognition of the men and women in law enforcement, all of our first responders, and all who have suffered in wars and conflicts going on around the world. Please be seated. Folks, we have some presentations this morning, and then we'll get right to business. We have some speakers for our town board resolutions, and I think it's all going to go very swiftly this morning. Nice and brief, but first, some very important organizations and people to be recognized. For our first presentation this morning, we have a true American Idol. I walked in, I see all these good-looking young people, and one of them is someone that folks say, who's that fellow in the audience? He looks so familiar. Well, he does, because he's Jesse Findling of Massapequa Park, who made his way into the finals of this season's American Idol. He has a fantastic personality and an even better singing voice. His smile is something we saw. We all cheered him on as residents and friends. He also showed us that overcoming obstacles in life is something we can all take note of and follow in his good example. He is now, this is one of the most renowned and demanding television singing competitions ever. And Jesse did so well, and we are just so proud of you and honored to have you with us this morning. Jesse is a student at Binghamton University, majoring in biology, so he's also very smart too. He also has a minor in musical theater and earned his golden ticket to Hollywood after singing In the Stars by Benson Boone and received a standing ovation from the legendary judges, including Lionel Richie, Carrie Underwood, and Luke Bryan. It marked years of perseverance, of self-expression and growth, and the beginning of a new chapter on a national stage. Music is closely tied to the Findling's experience of growing up. The fact he grew up with a stutter, which made speaking in class difficult, but he overcame that. Singing offered Jesse a way to express himself without the fear of judgment. He began with karaoke at home and with his siblings and family, and continued through school, choirs, and performances. So the stutter was there when he was speaking, but not when he sang. And he sang with the voice and continues to sing with the voice of the angels. I consider myself a mediocre musician and wish I had half your talent. Wow, we are so honored to have with us this wonderful resident, like so many residents in the town of Oyster Bay, putting us on the map. Our town was named the best place to live in the state and one of the best places to live in America. And it's because of the people who make a difference with veterans in our communities, protecting our safety, giving us a wonderful lessons in religion and society and how to get along, but it's also the happiness of going to the beach, the happiness of going to town concerts, the happiness of walking down the street on Park Boulevard in Massapequa and having the opportunity to see a real star. Jesse, we are honored to have you as a resident in this town. I think you do a phenomenal job in setting a standard of excellence for young people, not only in music, not only in the arts, but in everything you do. You strive to be the best of the best, whether it's majoring in biology, which we know is very difficult, but also the fact that you just compete with a smile, with your wonderful, warm, and friendly personality. And what a great way to say, I'm from the town of Oyster Bay, and this is what we're all about. So come on up. I'm going to ask you to sing to us your life story. Come on up. We want to honor you on behalf of all of the town and its 300,000 residents. Why don't you come right up here and speak on that microphone if there's something you'd like to say. And I'm going to ask another Massapequa Park resident. We have multiple Massapequa Park residents here. Tom Hand, to present you with this wonderful citation on behalf of all of us and all of our residents. Jesse Findling, everyone.
Thanks. Yeah, I just want to say, I've said it a million
Move that up,
times.
please.
Just want to say thank you to everybody, starting with my family. Without them and their support on the show, again, it was something that was hard for me. It was new for me. So that's why when I first got on the show, and then by the end, I feel like I changed so much. And it was because of, them being there and pushing me forward. And again, the town of Oyster Bay was there supporting me throughout the whole show, and that also really helped because it's hard to do something like that so new by myself. So thank you to all you guys and everybody here, part of the town of Oyster Bay that, supported me in some way and showed that support because that really helped me from the beginning to the end of the show.
Well, Jesse, to say we are extremely proud of you is an understatement. You are a star and an idol in our community, and while this phase of performance is behind you, we know that your musical career certainly is not, and we'll be rooting along with you and supporting in every way. Do me one favor, just turn around toward that camera and give everybody a wave, because I'm sure we have lots of people who are watching. Jesse Findling.
Jesse, my son goes to Binghamton. I hope when you go back there, you can do a performance, maybe some kind of a concert for them. I'm
Yeah,
sure they would love
would
that.
love that.
But also, when you're leaving here, I hope those interns in the back don't chase you out for a photo, because I'm sure look at them over there. They're so excited. So don't be surprised if they don't ask you when you leave. Great job.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, Jesse, as an idol, everyone wants a photo with you, starting with us. If you'll meet us at the rail.
Of course.
And then we'll ask for a photo with your family, if you'd like that minute. And then you mentioned and thanked them first and foremost, and now you're dumping them off at the curb. Because we have him here, I want to put Jesse on the spot, if you don't mind. We watched you all along. We saw you. We felt for you in every moment of this path because you're one of the favorite sons of our town. There were moments at which it was very tense. It was very dramatic. So what I'd like to know, and many of the folks would like to know, is what was the most nerve-wracking moment through the process, and what was the most rewarding moment through the process?
I would say the most nerve-wracking, I'm thinking back now, there was a lot of them, but I would say just like that first audition that I did, just because I didn't know yet if I was a good singer or if like this was meant for me. Again, I was just posting videos on social media, then somebody from the show found me. So that's how I got on the show, and I practiced every day. I was at school. My roommate probably hated me because I was singing my audition song multiple times every day. And every day I was like, it's not going to go well. But I practiced a lot, and I went out there and I sang, and it's that feeling of like being nervous before doing something, and then when I actually was in the room, it just kind of all goes away, and you're like, I practiced as much as I should have, and that's all that really matters. So I went in, wasn't expecting anything, and then it went well, and I just kept on riding that wave all the way. So yeah, that was probably the most nerve-wracking thing that first time I was on the show. But then after that, you know, I kind of grew into myself. I feel like you could see that on the show too, and this is probably the best part, like you said, is just looking at my journey from when I was first on the show and like looking at it and being like, oh, I hate watching this. I can't look at myself. This is so weird. And I was like, oh no, I can't do this. And then looking at the end and just kind of seeing me grow and learn, because this was something that was so new for me. And just, again, my family being there every round to support me. It wasn't just a journey that I went on, but they were there with me the whole time. So yeah, that was awesome. That it was an experience for me, but it was also an experience for them. They were also on the show. So that was new for them also. So we all kind of grew out of our shell, and yeah, it was altogether just an amazing experience.
It was good. We're sitting at home, and like, okay, you go to Facebook or text. We'll be texting them like 10 times each or something like that. We kept on doing. Everybody had to grab their phones, and then we changed the laptops and computers.
Oh, it was, yeah. That was also one of the most, not nerve-wracking, it's just I said vote for me, so like it was I was just saying that every day, everybody I saw, and I was like texting, yeah, I was texting you guys to post about it, and oh my God, I'm so happy.
We
I
only vote once for ourselves, not multiple.
yeah, I'm happy I don't have to do that. No, I don't.
So, who was your favorite American Idol, or who's the one that I guess surprised you the most through the whole process?
Like of this season or of all past, like
No, this one, the one you were on.
like another contestant?
No,
Oh.
actually no. Well, the judges.
The judges.
Yeah.
I didn't get to speak to them as much as you would think, because they're like working. It's essentially, well, it is their job. But when I did get to speak with them, like Lionel was always really great, and he just made me feel like I just could take a deep breath.
That made me feel good too, because I.
Yeah. So
I think if it was the old way they did it, where the judges voted, I think you would have gone a lot further ahead. They were sad to see you go.
yeah,
It was like more of like, you know, everybody, all these other people that were getting voted.
Yeah,
I
but-
think the judges really wanted you to stay.
yeah. Lionel was great. Luke was always making me laugh. So like Lionel was there to calm me down. Luke was there to make everybody laugh. And yeah, they were all great. They gave me some good advice, especially like when I did go home. They all came up to me and they were like, "You're awesome," and this is just the start. So yeah.
When it comes to good advice, every one of us goes through a hurdle in life or multiple hurdles. Every one of us has a moment or times in our lives where we have to deal with a stress, have to overcome a hurdle. What advice could you give to young people or people of all ages? Because you overcame a hurdle and you overcame your nerves and everything to really excel in one of the most challenging national competitions there is. What advice could you give to young people and the rest of us from what you learned?
I guess just speaking for me, it was something like my stutter is something that I've had my whole life. So it's something that I was always like hiding, and that affected me daily. It didn't really matter where I was always trying to hide it. And then, you know, as I grew, I got better about it, and I was just like, it's something that makes me me, but there's other things that make me me also. So when I realized that it wasn't the most important thing about me, which I felt for so long, I was like, nobody's gonna see the real me or through this thing. I think that was kind of my breakthrough moment. And you know, when I was first asked to be on the show, I was scared at first. I was like, what is everybody gonna think watching? But you just kind of have to face those fears and just go for it and just hope that everything works out instead of hiding behind it. And it's hard, but I did it, and like the worst that happens is that people laugh or you're a little embarrassed, but then all this great stuff happens also. So you just kind of have to face it forward.
So what you're really saying is the advice to all of us is to face your fears and then overcome your obstacles through that process. Is that
Yes.
what the message is? Face your fears and take it on.
Yes. In one sentence, that's exactly it. In one phrase, I said it.
Let's hear it for Jesse Goodwin. All right. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
And his family. How about a big hand? Oh, really? Is that a reality for Joe? Would you pass that to Laura, please? Ladies and gentlemen, for our next presentation, we're gathering with the incredibly strong advocates in the fight against childhood cancer, a very, very serious subject. We're pleased to welcome incredible people making an enormous difference. The Cusimano family of Massapequa, who are the founders of Vinnie's Army. Vinnie's Army is an organization dedicated to supporting children diagnosed with cancer, as well as supporting their families. The creation of Vinnie's Army was inspired by the courageous battle faced by the Cusimano family when their son Vinnie was shockingly diagnosed with cancer in October of 2022. Just 10 years old at the time, Vinnie was living the life of a regular kid, finishing up elementary school, playing sports, spending time with his friends and family, and that's when Vinnie's Army was born. Vinnie's parents, Valerie and Nick, his brother Tommy, and Vinnie himself formed the organization to ensure that no family had to face the battle of fighting cancer alone. Today, we encourage all residents to join Vinnie's Army to help create smiles and spread love, hope, strength, and resilience. This cause is very close to us in the town of Oyster Bay, as we work with many organizations such as Mighty Masons Warriors, which was created after Councilwoman Meyer's son Mason was diagnosed with cancer at just 3 years old. Councilman Hand is on the town board with the Christina Rena Foundation, which was established in honor of Christina Rena, who died in January of 2007 of a rare soft tissue cancer. We continue to work with these exceptional organizations, are exceedingly proud to do our part to support these efforts to help eradicate childhood cancer and to be of tremendous support to the individuals and family facing this horrific situation. Today, we're joining with the Cusimano family and members of Vinnie's Army to officially proclaim the month of September as National Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. During this month of September, we will illuminate Town Hall in gold and display gold ribbons on the columns out in front as a symbol of our unity to fight in the fight against pediatric cancer. We'll also use our social media platforms to get the word out and to help them in making sure the public understands the importance of support and understanding of the issues, and to also drive people to their website, which is Vinnie's Army, one word, vinniesarmy.com. As we call up the Cusimano family, I'm pleased to tell you that Vinnie and his family recently celebrated his third year being officially cancer-free, and he's looking forward to starting his freshman year at Plain Edge High School next month, an excellent school, by the way. And we thank you for your strength, your efforts, for standing tall to show people, and what you may not realize, maybe you do, but you give strength to others. Everybody has tough days, tough situations. Not only kids, but adults who are our age have days when we're trying to grapple with situations, and then we learn about your situation. And boy, oh boy, is that a wake-up call. So what you have done as a child is taught lessons to not only other kids, but adults about putting things in perspective, focusing on what's most important in life, and realizing many of the things we stress about each and every day are not the big deals in life. So thank you for being so strong, for being an educator of kids and adults, and thank you for sending a message of overcoming issues and then turning a tragedy or a very difficult situation into a blessing, helping so many others. Again, we ask everyone to visit the website. It is vinniesarmy.com. I think I have it right. And to learn more about how to help, vinniesarmy.com. So with that, we're going to ask the Cusimano family to come up, and Councilwoman Laura Meyer, who's done such a wonderful job with Mighty Mason's team, to help present the citation.
I don't normally like to, but, yeah, I know. He wants to get into public office when he gets older, so this would be good practice for you. But no, I just want to thank you so much for having us. It really means a lot. It's one of those months that often get overlooked. Sorry. What? Go ahead.
Okay, so it's one of those, like you were saying, it's one of those months that often gets overlooked, and we just want to spread some awareness. We want to show everyone what childhood cancer really is, how horrible it is, and we want to tell people that we need to fight this fight, and we need to just spread as much awareness as we can.
So we started this presentations this morning talking about a hero in our community, and we're ending our presentations with another true hero, and this one is something beyond belief. How about a big hand for Vinnie, Vinnie's Army, the Cusimano family. Would you like to have a photo with Jesse, by the way? Everybody else does. Jesse, come on up. Take a photo with Vinnie, okay? Do you sing, Vin? Let's hear it again for Vinnie Cusimano, the Cusimano family, and Vinnie's Army. Just some quick information to let you all know about. Town of Oyster Bay has continued its partnership with Massapequa-based Big High for Heroes, which is collecting DVDs for those overseas in our armed forces and for children's hospitals. So movies on DVD are still able to be used, and with all the streaming people do, perhaps you have a stack of them at home that you're not using. Please consider donating them to Big High for Heroes. And we have donations will be accepted in Town Hall North and Town Hall South straight through to the end of the month of September. To find out more about this DVD collection drive, visit our website, oysterbaytown.com, or call the Department of Public Information at 516-624-6380. Also know that by going to oysterbaytown.com or by checking out all the information on our new show, Oyster Bay Today, or by following any one of us, including me, Supervisor Joseph Saladino, on Facebook, you'll get information about that, information about many of our activities, and we're into the last portion of our season of Music Under the Stars. Tonight we have a Rolling Stones tribute. Tomorrow night we have a very talented woman in Jill Joya performing the best hits of Barbra Streisand. This weekend we have a big show coming up, so we still have a few more shows to go, and it has been a very successful season. Our hat is off to the Department of Community and Youth who puts on the shows. They did a great job with the assistance of the Parks Department, our Public Information Department, and Public Safety, who has kept our folks safe throughout. We have some more great events coming up. The Waterfront Festival we'll be talking a lot about is in September, as well as our now biggest car show on the East Coast of America, car show, our fall special car show. Thank you to all the interns who have been doing such a great job this year. Give yourselves a hand. Fantastic. You just got a photo with Jesse, didn't you? Yeah, we figured that out. And with that, would our wonderful dear friend, our town clerk, Rich Lamarca, please poll the board.
Supervisor Saladino.
Present.
Councilman Ambrodo.
I am here.
Councilman Hand.
Present.
Councilman Labriola.
Present.
Councilwoman Meyer.
Present.
Councilwoman Walsh.
Present.
And Councilman Monteleone is absent. We have a quorum, Supervisor.
Thank you. Would you please call the first order of business?
May I have a motion to suspend the rules and add resolution numbers 612 through 620, 2026. On the motion.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Ambrodo, seconded by Councilman Hand. On the vote, Supervisor Saladino.
I vote aye.
Councilman Ambrodo. Councilman Hand.
Aye.
Councilman Labriola.
Aye.
Councilwoman Meyer.
Aye.
And Councilwoman Walsh.
Aye.
Motion to suspend the rules and add resolution numbers 612 through 620, 2026 passes with 6 ayes and 0 nays. May I have a motion to remove from the table resolution number 507, 2026, which was tabled on July 14th, 2026. On the motion, please.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Ambrodo and seconded by Councilman Hand. On the vote, Supervisor Saladino.
Aye.
Councilman Ambrodo. Yes. Councilman Hand.
Aye.
Councilman Labriola.
Aye.
Councilwoman Meyer.
Aye.
And Councilwoman Walsh.
Aye.
Motion to remove resolution number 507, 2026 from the table passes with 6 ayes. May I have a motion to adopt resolution number P12, 2026 through 620, 2026, and resolution number 507, 2026, which has been removed from the table. On the motion.
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Councilman Ambrodo and seconded by Councilman Hand. I believe we have some speakers on
Yes.
this resolution.
So for total transparency, which we always embrace in this town, we're very proud of, those resolutions you heard were items that needed to go on or off the calendar, and now the calendar is ready to be voted on, and that's what all of that took place. We do these publicly so everybody can see what we're voting on, but now I'm explaining why, and that was to set up what needs to be on and off the calendar for our vote. And now, before we vote, is when we call up people who would like to be heard on the resolution specific to the calendar that we're voting on today. The first person who would like, and if you'd like to be heard and you haven't filled out a slip yet, please do. Our first speaker will be Joel Burse. Come on up, Joel. Good morning, Joel. How was your
Good
weekend?
morning. It's been an up and down. What can we say? I am here today. I've been extremely introspective lately, and this project with Broadway Commons becoming the Shops on Broadway is only a small portion of that. Lately, I have been part of the care for a 92-year-old, very close friend who's a veteran that he's gone into a little bit of deterioration lately. I have a friend who's a 79-year-old woman who rides in a scooter all the time, and we are taking her in a couple of weeks to Baltimore for her first ever trip to a baseball game other than at Shea Stadium or Citi Field, to Camden Yards for the weekend. And I have another friend of about 45 years who recently has become a double amputee, and he's dependent on his children that are adults who I watched grow up to take care of him as getting around and doing things. And my own self, I've been getting yelled at to start taking care of me and not other people because of things that doctors are telling me. But I'm looking at the past, as a lot of you have heard me many, many times talking about the things that predated you on the town board to help with the decisions and the wise work that you've been doing. This project with the mall is a fantastic project. We had last month quite a few people that were community leaders besides myself speaking on behalf of it. Can't wait for it to start. Are very optimistic of your vote today. And just thinking about how Jeff Negron went from my protege to being a strong leader in the community, being the president of our civic, the things that I'm hoping that we can resurrect with the Hicksville Community Council, with Harry Single's loss, and seeing positives going on with the downtown revitalization that I've been a part of since ground zero of it. So thinking about all of this and going over all the thoughts in my mind, it's just seeing things totally change in my lifetime, hoping to see them come to fruition in my lifetime, and just knowing that this was a really well-done project, a good team between the town, the applicant, the community, and it's something that will benefit us going forward. It's a very good thing. And in the other retrospect, I look at it that I went to this mall when I first came to Long Island in 1969. I went with the bus from my neighborhood where we were living in Levittown. I look at all the things that I've been involved with, and I'm starting to think of the legacy, and people have come to me lately and they say my name is on the restored Penn Station Eagle in Hicksville. If they restore the sign on the John Bull locomotive during the restoration, my company name is on there. And I know that I've left my mark, but the most important moment in my life was 15 years ago, about 3 weeks before my father passed away, and he told me he was proud of me because in certain organizations that I followed in his footsteps, I surpassed him. And to that end, I want to make a personal note here. Besides all the great work that the members of this town board have been doing, Joe, personally, I have seen in the almost 10 years that you're now supervisor, a tremendous growth in your skills, and I'm going to tell you, I'm proud of you to be my supervisor.
Thank you.
And I just urge everybody to vote yes and to help us have a much better community in Hicksville. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joel. I do want to point out that we have success in this town because of the team of elected officials we have here, the team of high-level employees from our legal department led by Frank Scalera, economic development led by Jim McCaffrey, our deputy supervisor Greg Carmen. The list goes on and on. So many people have made a big difference. Our receiver of taxes, Jeff Privado, and of course, my dear friend, our town clerk, who, Rich Lamarca, has got a great business mind and has contributed so much to the successes in this town. Thank you, Rich, for all you do. And Joel, thank you for your partnership and the partnership of the community. What Joel didn't entirely point out is that construction's going on right now, and we're building out exactly what we promised. But the way we got to that point is by forming a committee with the stakeholders. Joel was a big part of it, in the community, people from the school board, the fire department. Rose Walker was on that board. There were professional planners, professional engineers, folks from the business community, young people. There was a member, 21 years old, to talk about what young people's needs are. And we came up with a template that should be the example for the rest of the state and the rest of the country, not forcing development because a board that is only beholden to the governor up in Albany tells us you don't have any right to decide on your future. We're going to take it away from you. That's not the right way to do it. But instead, the way that we have performed as a team, working in collaboration with the community leaders like yourself in Hicksville, has proven to be the most successful way to do it. So thank you so much.
The one other thing I would like to add is I have competition that my email name within the community is Mr. Hicksville. And Jim McCaffrey, even though he's from Massapequa, has been competing for that title. And
Big compliment to Jim McCaffrey.
Yes. So thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Joel. Be well, and please take
Vote
care of your
yes.
health. God bless. Our next speaker will be Deval Patel. Good morning, Mr. Patel. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. My name is Deval Patel. I'm the owner of the property. We object to the proposed resolution on 2 grounds. First, the town has already placed the mechanicals lien on the property.
Would you speak loudly so we could, what you have to say is very important to us.
Okay, the first, town has already placed mechanicals lien on the property in the same amount and for the same work. The proposed tax lien would create a duplicative incurrence on the land. Second, the method in which the work was performed was grossly inefficient. It would have been significantly more cost-effective for the town to have performed a controlled demolition.
Is there anything else you'd like us to know?
Nope, just for the record.
So just a few questions, Mr. Patel. You're the property owner, or you're representing the
Correct.
team that owns the property.
Correct.
Do you see yourself as a responsible property owner who is on point with what's going on, aware of what's going on the property, and versed in all? And do you see yourself as someone who has a commitment to the community surrounding the property?
So right now, I'm only obligated to speak this. My attorney is not present.
I understand that. But
This is just for the record.
yeah, I understand that, Mr. Patel, but we're very curious. You're here as a property owner, and the public wants to know why it was knocked down.
Again, I'm only speaking for the record.
Okay. Do you agree that a judge, a court, ordered the demolition of the property and that it had to be done on June 30th?
I'm only speaking for the record.
So you're not aware that
My
a judge
attorney's
ordered
not
this on
present.
your property?
My attorney is not present.
Okay, that's fair enough. But I have the right to speak, and I do want to point out to the public that there have been enormous number of problems at the property. Do you deny that the police have been called many, many times to the property since you bought it?
My attorney is not present.
Okay, well, in my opinion, the police have been called there. There have been a number, not just one, but many overdose deaths. I was driving by the property and I saw the coroner wheel out but another body in a black bag of deaths that took place. There have been numerous crimes committed on that property. The police have been called there to deal with those crimes. It's been way more than a nuisance, and you have been asked on many an occasion to take down the building. Do you deny that you've been asked to take down the building?
This is not about the demo, that it was knocked down. It's just the way that it was done. So again, my attorney is not present. I am okay with the demolition.
Okay.
How it was knocked down, not the way that it was handled on
Sir,
demolition.
are you aware why the town had to knock
Yes.
it down?
Yes.
Why did the town have to knock it down?
My attorney is not present right now.
Okay, so the town had to knock it down because the owners were asked over and over to knock down the building, to demolish the building and make it safe. They failed to do it. We took them to court, and a judge ordered that on June 30th of 2025, you have that building knocked down. You did not do that. We contacted you by phone, by mail, by email, letting you know if you did not do that in a way you chose to do it, to get it knocked down, to meet certain criteria, you had the free will. You had the ability to knock that building down. You were ordered by the court to do it, and you failed to do it. So because of the nuisance, because of the unsafe conditions, and because of all of the many problems, including overdose deaths, crimes at that location, and a multitude of problems, the town stepped in and embraced its right to take that building down when you failed your mandated role to take that building down and protect the community. You chose not to do it. You could have done it at a price point and in a manner that you were happy with, but you failed to do that, which was incredibly disrespectful, in our opinion, to both the community and to the public and to everyone who had to drive by that each and every day, not to mention the poor people living in that building that were subjected to the many horrendous conditions found inside. So my opinion, sir, is that while you're here and choose not to answer these questions, and you have the right not to, but you don't look good at all in this situation. You were ordered by the courts to take that building, and now you come here to say you're against the town making sure that you, the owners of the property, pay for that demolition and not the taxpayers of this community who had the adverse condition of having to deal with that each and every day. I have a word for that. It's chutzpah, but that's just my opinion. But, sir, when it comes to doing the right thing, we have yet to see that. So you have a right to come here, and we will listen to you. But boy, oh boy, when it comes to right and wrong, in my opinion and the opinion of my colleagues, what you have done is very wrong. And now trying to fight the fact that we realize that it's the business, the property owner, that should pay for that demolition when you had many opportunities and were ordered by the court, and you failed to do it, and now this resolution ensures that you, the property owner, and not the taxpayers pay for it, and you're here in opposition. Is that accurate? You're here in
There's
opposition
more
of
story
this?
to the thing than I'm obligated right now.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Stating what I think most of us feel.
I think you all feel that way, and you all feel very strongly about that. We're here to protect our residents and protect our community. Thank you so much. Is there anyone else who would like to be heard at this time?
Supervisor, on Resolution 618, I just want to explain what we're doing. And the
Please do.
taxes, it's actually some good news. So the
There's a lot of
senior-
good news on
yeah,
these
exactly.
resolution
This is a
calendar.
good. This is a good one. Yeah.
Including
on the senior
the
citizens.
resolution that we were just talking about.
Yes, exactly. On Reso 618, it's the Senior Citizens Tax Reduction Program. We've joined on with the county, and we are increasing the discount. So the old discount was, it went from 5% to 50%, went from $58,399 down to $50,000 or less. $50,000 or less, you're getting 50% off. Now, at the $50,000, you get 50% off. 48 to basically 49,000, you get 55. 47 to 48, you get 60. And 47,000 or less in income, you're getting a 65% discount now on your assessment. So it's something we're proud to jump on here at the town to help our seniors stay in their homes and being able to afford to live in our great community and making it a better community for the actions that this town board took on the previous speaker's resolution. Thank you,
This
Supervisor.
town board and the elected officials of this town are very proud to be protecting our residents, and in this case, our senior citizens. And we continue to protect every resident by bringing efficiencies. We have one of the longest runs of any municipality in terms of no increase in taxes year to year, and how many years in a row we have accomplished that while providing a level of services that is among the best. That's not me talking, that's U.S. News and World Report, who said that communities in our town are the best place to live in the state and among the best places to live in the nation. So it can be done. You can curb tax increases and also provide the best of the best services, and that comes from the team that is sitting up here and all of our team that administers this services of our town. We're very proud of them. So with that, if there's nothing else, we ask, and yes, would you like to be heard on a resolution? Okay, so if it's not on the calendar, I'll call you afterwards, and please come up and speak to us about whatever you'd like, okay? Thank you for being here. With that, may we, is there correspondence?
Take a vote.
Please.
Okay, Supervisor Saladino.
Aye. I proudly vote aye.
Councilman Ambrodo.
Yes.
Councilman Hand.
Aye.
Councilman Labriola.
Aye on all, and especially on 610 and 611 regarding the Broadway Mall. Very happy and excited about what's going to happen there.
And proud.
Councilwoman Meyer.
I vote aye.
And Councilwoman Walsh.
Aye on all.
Motion to adopt resolution numbers P12, 2026 through 620, 2026 passes with 6 ayes, and resolution number 507, 2026, which has been removed from the table, passes with 6 ayes as well. The calendar is complete.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And may I have a motion, please?
I move that this town board meeting be closed. Second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. All right, folks, now we enter into the public comment portion. Let's start off with the woman in the back who raised her hand. Would you like to speak first? Yes. Great, come on up, please. Happy to have you here today. And I don't even know what you're going to say. Please come up to the microphone in front. That's okay. We're going to ask you to please start off by giving us your name and address for the record, please.
Well, I'm no longer a town person.
Okay. You
But,
can speak here no matter what town you're
My
from.
name is Loretta Wilcox. I am, you probably don't know, Rosie Jackson's daughter.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you,
For everyone's information, Rosie Jackson was the president of our CSEA, our union, a wonderful person, a great leader, someone we all looked up to,
Yes.
and God bless his soul.
yes, he was an incredible father. I have to tell a story. When my father first got on the town, he was not there 6 months. I believe then you had to be there 6 months. It was a probation period. And Dad, I was there when it happened. Dad was fixing a neighbor's car, and the car fell off the jack and crushed my father. And he had to be sent to the hospital, and he was in a body cast for almost a year. I remember because I had to take the bedpans. I was a little kid. And that's probably what helped me become a nurse. Dad loved the town. And the town showed their love for my father. They came out with a card. They had money in it, but he was on probation, so he could have been let go. The town told my husband, we're family. When one hurts, everybody hurts. I never forgot it. So I always thought the world of the town. But my husband worked for the town for 30 plus years. He just recently passed
So sorry for your loss.
Mother's Day. What I am finding out and upset about is the town has always been kind, compassionate, transparent. It still was one for all and all for one. But I'm not feeling it right now. And not because of my grief, because I'm a little upset with the town. My husband worked as acting foreman for 6 years. 6 years. I always let my husband handle everything. He paid all the bills. I didn't know anything, only the things and the stories that he would tell me. He busted his butt working. And what I find out now as a widow has me boiling. When I say I am my father's daughter, I am my father's daughter. Ronnie, everybody loved him. Everybody. Everybody at the town loved him. And the town had Ronnie, well, let's say this. Let's say the truth. We are transparent. Not under your administration, because I came here when they had all those picketing stuff, and I was gonna let the newspaper know. My husband is gullible, he's kind, and he doesn't like to make waves. Oh, I'm a wave maker. I was a shop steward, so I know. And I've done things with my job, which I caused them to hire an extra person. I caused I'm like my father, that's all I can tell you. But I will say this much. One worker at the town called the state, on the town, because you had people working out of title. Not you, not under your administration. I find you to be an honest man.
Thank you.
I've met you before. You probably don't. You play music.
Yes.
And I remember you talking about it to Ronnie. Ronnie loved you because he said you're a good man.
Thank you.
And that much I will say about you. But under the former administration, that Venditto guy, man, he should have got everything that happened to him. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. So it's my opinion. But I'm not going to mention the name of the man that called in the state. So the lawyer here at that time had asked the guys to sign a paper stating they didn't work that title. I wish Ronnie had told me that, but he did tell me that part. And I came up here trying to have that retracted. I thank God I have the guy's card, because this is, I want to scream, because what I get for pension is a joke. That's not what my husband worked for. That is not what he did. They got him to sign the paper, and every time, it came up here twice. I came also with 2 witnesses one time, and, I'll get back to you, Mrs. Wilcox, because I'm a fighter, like I said. Ronnie didn't tell me. I have to find out when I go into his phone. He always paid all the bills and everything. I don't know how he made it, because he was not compensated for the work that he did. So they weren't transparent, but I see others that signed that paper were promoted. My husband was the nicest, not because I say it, never made a wave or anything, never had, over 200 and something people were there at his funeral. That's what the type of guy he was. But the town, I don't know how they're gonna do it, because they've done it for other people. There are names I can name that got benefits. There was nothing supposed to be there. People that died, and they took care of the people. I never said nothing about it, because the town has always made good on what is right.
So,
The
Ms.
Bible
Wilcox?
says a man is worthy of his hire. Ronnie was not paid his salary,
Okay.
and I'm not accepting that.
So let's do something about it. We really appreciate you bringing this to our, bringing this up before us.
It's hard to get to you. I've tried to
So
get to you, but
You have gotten to us, and
oh,
now what?
no, not to you personally, because
to
you're
me
a good
personally.
man.
Okay, thank you. So let's suggest something. Do you have some time today? You're up here now. Can we
Yes.
address this today while you're up here?
Yes.
So what I'm going to ask, we have a new town attorney who was not the town attorney then. He is a new person in that position. His name is Frank Scalera. Mr. Scalera, would you raise your hand? He's in the back, standing next to our Inspector General. And let's ask for a meeting with the two of you, as well as someone from Human Resources, because Mrs. Wilcox
Yes.
needs to know what the facts are. She's already admitted that she was out of the loop when it came to specifics.
But I tried to address this twice.
So we're going to
and they
address it
just-
today.
Well,
Today.
you might address it, but Mr. Saladino, right is right. The Bible says a man is worthy of his hire.
Right.
And I would like to know why the poor black man, I'm going to throw the race card out there, because truth is truth. And I do have proof. I'm not
Okay.
the regular where I give you all the information. I don't.
We want to know the information, and if there's wrongdoing, I want to get to the bottom of it, make
Well,
it
I'm
right,
sure
and
by
punish.
now George Baptiste has shredded the books or
Well,
hid the books.
we will find out.
He
And-
worked as an acting foreman.
Okay.
If you work as an acting foreman over 6 months, that contract states that you are to be paid.
So this is, you're right. So this is an issue of civil service law. Would you be kind enough?
Yes.
To meet with our legal team, to tell them all the details you're aware of, and I want them to let you know.
Well, see, I can't give you all the details
Okay.
because I might have to sue the town. I might have
Okay.
to sue the union.
So how about
I'm not-
this? How about give
at
us-
this point, I'm not, I trust you, but
Okay.
I'm not trusting people because we're not talking little money.
Well, we
I'm
understand
living on,
that.
I don't even know how my husband was paying his bills. And that's probably why I'm sunk in a hole, $9,000 he was taking out
We don't
alone.
want you to have to give up anything that might affect your case. But the basic information,
Yes.
the basic information, if you would be kind enough to meet with our town attorney, is the top legal person in the town, with our inspector general, who will make sure that the law is being adhered to, and also someone from Human Resources, so that, and we'll talk, Mr. Scalera will talk about who that person will be, I want it to be someone who Mrs. Wilcox is very comfortable with. Her comfort is part of the criteria of what must take place. Am I clear? Okay. So
Thank
this
you.
way, we can find out what the problem is, and I
Well, the
want...
problem was they had him under duress,
Okay.
sign a paper stating that he didn't work 6 years. 6 years in that title?
Okay.
How did that contract say 6 months and he wasn't put in position? But
So-
you put the,
so let's
not you,
find out.
they
Let's
put other
find out.
people. I have other names. I'm,
Okay.
oh, man.
Okay. So we will make sure that we will adhere to civil service law, because that's all
The
under...
last person that challenged me, I'm Rosie's daughter, challenged me. I've sued 2 other people. I'm
Okay.
not coming here because I need you to tell me that, well, he signed the paper.
We understand your point, but we also want
One
to...
other person I've sued, by the time I finished with them, they didn't want publicity. I asked for $1,000 to go out to dinner to celebrate because I have enough evidence on them. That got squashed.
Well, we want to, that's why I'm including our
I've sued 2
Inspector
other
General.
people,
I
and
believe
it's not
you.
a problem. And I really don't want to do this because really,
Well, Mrs. Wilcox, I want to get to the bottom of this.
but
I
see,
want
you
to
didn't
find
cause a
out...
problem.
Yes, but you're coming here now, and we're the board who
I'm
are in
coming in
place
now because I can't live off of what you made me a little above a welfare person.
Okay.
I don't think my husband busted
So
his
why don't we
ass for
do
that.
this? Why don't we, in addition to finding out if there was wrongdoing, finding out what civil service law is, I would like them to tell you what the benefit would be in the other scenario, so at least you'll have...
Oh,
the-
I know what the benefit is. There's a big difference in
Okay.
what he should have got.
So,
and
so
what-
I'm going to ask
we,
you...
We all understand what
Oh,
you're saying.
okay, I'm
but
sorry.
We want to get it solved for you.
Yes. We
wanna
And
get
the
it
people to
solved.
do it are right in the back.
Well, the
and
problem
they're going to
is
report back directly
you're
to
not
us.
going to want to give up no money.
You
Let's
don't
get
know
real.
that. You don't know that. What we want to do is adhere to the law and to the contract. What year did your father start with the town?
Oh, my father started.
Approximately, what year?
My father or my
1970s?
husband?
Your father,
Oh,
Rosie.
my father, Rosie spent 40 some odd years.
Right.
I was a little
So
girl.
he started in the 1970s, right?
Oh, no, long before that.
Before the 70s.
Yes.
He was a union president in the 80s?
Yeah. He used to work as a mechanic.
Okay.
Daddy could take a car apart and put it back together. But one thing about my father, he always said something. He always taught all his kids, your handshake should mean something.
Your
and
father,
your
I
word
remember him.
should mean something.
He was a very honest
He-
man.
Honest is beyond. He told me a lot of stories, things of people that wanted him to do dishonesty. And he also proved things to me. He said, come with me. And I came with him, followed him. I can't tell that one because it's a little racial.
Okay.
But he said,
Okay.
this is how people treat you, but in reality, some of them are not honest. And he said, you gotta know, Loretta, look a person in the eye. He said, because the eyes are the windows to the soul.
So
you
true.
can tell when people are
So true.
just saying stuff and Dad, I wish my father was here. What happened to my husband would not have happened. But my husband didn't tell me those. I said to him, honey, did you get your money, your upgrade? Oh, it's handled. It's handled. He was a stunard. Oh, my God.
So,
I would freak.
Mrs. Wilcox, will you give me a promise of something? You know I'm an honest person.
Yes.
We're an honest board. Will you promise
They
that...
look like it.
Do you promise that you'll meet right now with our town attorney
Yes.
or our inspector general? Why don't we get that meeting going? We have two more speakers that I may need them for, but at least when this portion of the public comment is over, meet directly with them. Let's find out, and they'll report back to us. I want to know what his salary was when he retired, your husband's salary, and what it might have been, and I would like to know
His
why.
foreman even told us at the time, I'm not gonna call his name, but he
Okay.
told my husband.
Okay.
So there's actually a little paper trail, but not with the town, because I'm not sure who was on the end of that speakerphone when
Okay.
but Ronnie had been to places concerning this problem, and his foreman told him go to a place, Human Rights, I believe, and we sat down. Ronnie filled out the form, but he didn't go forward with it because someone from this town told him, "Oh no, Ronnie, we'll make good on it. And it was BS. It was actually BS. So, and then they say, well, George Baptista told me, that's why I'm beyond furious. He says to me when I
Well,
called,
he won't be in that meeting when you sit
No,
down.
let
He will
me
not
tell-
be in that meeting.
I don't
This will
think
be
so.
Frank Scalera, our town
He-
attorney, our inspector
he
general.
told me,
Joan
well,
Wickhouse, okay?
you know, it's kind of hard to prove because Ronnie's dead. Oh, yes,
But
Loretta
we
can
have,
prove.
but we have records, employee records, that will give you an idea of what his salary was when he retired.
Oh,
And-
no, that's what I was fighting all this time. 2 other times I came.
Yes, we understand
His,
that.
his retirement should not have been what it is.
Mr.
And he,
Wilcox, we're gonna get to the bottom of everything.
thank you.
Frank, we're gonna get to the bottom of it, right?
All right.
And they're gonna
Let's-
report back to us.
And they'll report back to us, and we'll figure out how to make this right.
All right,
You
thank
know what, you're trustworthy, I trust you.
Thank you, Ms. Wilcox.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for being here. God bless you. Our next speaker will be Gregory Chamar. How do you pronounce your last name, sir? Shemek. All right, so that's your name. Would you like to give us your full address and
Sure.
tell us what's on your mind?
Hi, Supervisor Saldino, council members. My name is Greg Shamek. I'm at 17 Sexton Road in Syosset, New York. My grievance with the town is obviously, in perspective, nothing compared to the Cusimano's situation or your situation. So I just want to place it in perspective. But my grievance was regarding trees. I just have a quote here. Got this flyer in the mail, and it says, as you drive around the North Shore and you see the open spaces and natural beauty that make this town so special, remember that this didn't happen by accident. Your neighbors stood up and fought to protect it for our community and for generations to come. As your representatives, I will continue to work alongside you to protect your quality of life, and this is from you, Mr. Saladino. Town was also named a tree city by National Arbor Day, which, with a photo of you, and, again, indicating that we host programs, that we're here to protect Mother Earth, et cetera. In my community, in Clearview Village in Syosset, a project was undertaken to cut down 96 stately trees, okay? 96 trees, some small, some large, some 75 years old, some 5 years old. The town commissioned this project. The project's about 75% through. As I stand here today, they cut down my tree. I was the lone standout on my street who had a giant sycamore tree in front of my house. I got to hear the birds, the breeze. I got a shade, canopy, the breeze, et cetera. But the town put me in a position where they mandated that it be removed. So you got the email yesterday from Mr. Russo, basically telling me I had no choice but to have it removed. I have photos, of the trees that they removed. The streets now look like they've been vandalized effectively. They look like Queens or the Bronx, which is where I'm from. So I moved to this town because I moved to that street because of because it was a beautiful street with beautiful trees. Can't understand the project. The streets could have been repaved without damaging the character of the neighborhood, destroying these giant beautiful trees. I sent you photos of my children, playing in the leaves. When I raked the leaves, they used to jump in them. That's a privilege that the kids in this neighborhood will never have again. The trees are all gone. And
So you need
yeah.
to know that I share in your frustration. We share in your frustration.
It's horrible. It's incredibly
And
frustrating.
it is a very difficult situation. Just so the public knows, what Mr. Shamak is referring to is not a resolution to cut down the trees per se. It is a resolution to repave his road and do curb work and sidewalk. In this case, it was curb
Yeah.
and gutter work
Right.
and repave the roads. And everybody wants their roads redone. So when I first came here,
Yeah.
I'm an environmentalist. My
Yeah.
father was a councilman.
Yeah.
My father added to the shellfish program here. So many ways. I served on the Environmental Conservation Committee in the State Assembly,
Yeah.
following in the good work of Mr. Labriola, who also was my predecessor in the State Assembly. I'm an environmentalist. We're building clam and oyster hatcheries.
Right.
We have been a tree city. Super frustrated
Yeah.
when so much as one tree comes down.
Yeah.
But this is the reality of the situation. Those trees are not coming down because we want to take them down. Those trees are coming down because New York State, under this governor and others, have decided that we're responsible for the liability of anything that happens if that tree comes down and kills a child.
Right.
That tree comes down and destroys a car. That tree comes down on a house, just like we're seeing on News 12 this morning when I woke up, turned on News 12. Big story, one of their top stories. Tree came down in the storm and crushed the house. Thank God no one was killed.
Right.
People have been injured. The way New York State and Albany has decided, they don't take any liability away from us. If you do so much as trim one root, we're responsible.
Right.
And it's gotten so bad that our engineers can lose their New York State engineering license to practice engineering if there's any damage whatsoever.
Right.
So the state and the governor put us in a horrible position.
Yeah.
And therefore, now we could just come in and not do any sidewalk work. Somebody trips on the sidewalk, we get sued.
Yeah.
By the way, you had mentioned that it was your tree.
Yeah.
The reality, just for information purposes and not to in any way debate you,
I know it's your tree.
it is in the town's right-of-way, the
I do.
town's property,
understand
the
that.
town's responsibility to
understand
deal
that.
with the trees.
Yeah.
I've asked, well, why can't we trim them back? And what did the engineers tell us, and were confirmed by the attorneys? No, I'm sorry, New York State sets up a scenario by law where the liability is ours. So
Yeah.
even if we trim a tree, the liability is ours.
Yeah.
We touch that tree, it's on our property. So we have found ways to trim some back, take out less trees. You mentioned this tree was very old.
Yeah, it was.
When the trees are old, it's lots of years, the trunk tends to get larger
Yep.
than the utility strip,
Yes.
meaning that strip of grass between the sidewalk and the curb.
Yeah.
The roots want to find oxygen,
Right.
and they're growing upward. They lift the drain line, that gutter line in
Yes.
concrete.
Yeah, I'm aware.
They lift that so the water no longer will reach the
Sewer.
drains, the sewer drain, and ponds up, smells.
Yeah.
In the winter, turns into ice, another liability. We had someone trip and fall. We had to do a resolution to pay them
Yeah.
for injuries that resulted from that situation. So I'm as frustrated as you are.
Yeah.
It definitely changes the look. We come back and plant trees.
Yeah, may I ask
Yes,
a
sir.
question about that? Since we were mandated effectively to remove the trees, and they are the town's trees, and which is fine, I would ask that the town require the trees to be replanted and not leave it to the discretion of the homeowner.
So I'm going to connect you with Mr. McCabe. Raise your hand, Mr. McCabe.
Okay.
Would you please meet with him
Sure.
immediately?
Yeah, yeah.
And we're going to go over this,
Yeah.
and we'll get as many trees planted
Yeah.
there as possible.
Yeah.
And I wish the state would allow us, under certain circumstances, to plant the tree on your property and get it out of
I'll
the...
plant it on my property.
I
I'm
was going
fine
to
with
suggest that too.
Yeah.
We believe the
yeah.
trees should be replanted. I hate when this happens.
Yeah.
Anytime there's a major
Frustrates us
roadwork
tremendously.
project, this is something that's going to happen. But We should be replanting as many
Yes.
as possible.
Yeah.
And the homeowners
I will be.
can
yeah,
replant
yeah,
them on their
yeah,
property as
yeah,
well.
Yeah, agreed. I will also, I'll share some photos with you, but
Sure.
there were some, I mean, they could use a little nuance, and not cut down the smaller trees. I mean, there were some trees that were just tiny trees, and they just went through.
We go back and forth to your point,
Yeah,
which we
yeah.
don't disagree with. We go
Yeah.
back and forth with the contracting companies all the time.
Yeah.
It's easier for them to come in
know.
and take out every tree and rebuild. We've made suggestions in communities, people will come up to this very
Yeah,
microphone
yeah, yeah.
and will say, well, how about if we just repave the road
Yeah.
and not touch the gutter, not touch the sidewalk,
Yeah.
not touch the drain? Oh, no, we want all
They-
that
they
to be
wanted the
new.
big project. They
So
wanted
They
everything.
want the big project, and, but there's always compromises to find. So we happen to agree with you.
Okay.
We are as frustrated as you are.
Yeah.
I hope now that you see another side to this issue. You understand the complex situation we're in. And let's talk, if Mr. McCabe is extremely knowledgeable
Okay.
and a great attorney and a good public administrator. So if you would talk to him, let's find out some solutions, and we'd like to go forward with more tree planting in the phase after the construction is done.
Okay, thanks for hearing me out.
Thanks for coming. Of
Thanks for
course, you're a resident, we work for you.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day, sir. And our last speaker, at least the last slip I have on public comment, is Dan Sterling. Good morning, Mr. Sterling.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I woke up today, so it's a good day.
Good day, right?
Good morning, TOB board members. My name is Dan. I am a lifelong resident of the town of Oyster Bay. I am here today to talk to you about the Bethpage Community Park, specifically the skate park. As you know, in January 2024, the skate park was closed as part of the ongoing remediation efforts by Grumman and the town. It was incredibly disappointing that neither entity gave notice to the community who uses the skate park of its impending.
Well, there
closure.
were articles in the paper, numerous articles that we did with them that did give that notice in effect. In addition, for all the people who came to town board meetings, we had many discussions about the remediation. I won't go through the whole thing because they've all heard me speak about the remediation of that park, 2 lawsuits regarding getting the polluters to pay for both the full remediation to move more quickly, because it's been going on way too long, and I think you would
20+
agree
years.
with that.
Yeah.
Grumman's at fault. I don't have any problem telling the truth. Grumman is at fault. They've been dragging their feet not just for recent years, but for decades.
Yep.
Grumman's also responsible for one of the largest plumes of contaminants in a sole source aquifer anywhere in America. In America. So we're very frustrated, and we wish they would step up their game. But in terms of notification, there have been a plethora of articles. There's been information on News 12. We've sent out information. There have been meetings. The Navy does a quarterly information, which I've attended and spoke out at. So we've been trying to get the information out in many different ways for a long, long time.
But perhaps not specific to the skate park.
Well, actually, there was some information that was specific to the skate park in the overall plan of what had to come out and why they had to do remediation at the location of the skate park.
Well, I understand the need for the remediation, and I agree with it. I fully support getting all the polluted ground out of the skate park, the community park. I guess I should clarify, there's nothing posted at the skate park saying it's going to be closing on January 8th. Sorry, TBD when it opens. I was there 3 days before, nothing. I showed
Okay.
up the day of to see them putting up the fence, and everybody kind of was standing around being like, why can't we skate? What's going on? But I understand I missed all the other things, and that's on me. But anyway, continuing, no temporary alternate place to practice our sport was considered or provided, and there really have been little to no updates about the future of the skate park specifically. Currently, the skate park community is the only group that's being affected by this round of remediation efforts. There are plenty of other public rec facilities in the town, such as baseball fields, pickleball, tennis courts, basketball, handball courts, pools, playgrounds, soccer fields. We even have bocce ball courts. But there was only one skate park, and now it's gone. The skate park is a unique facility, as it doesn't only serve one group like most public rec facilities. It actually serves at least 5 different groups: rollerbladers, scooters, BMXers, rollerbladers, and primarily skateboarders. Skate parks are a vital part of any healthy and desirable community to live in. They give people of all ages a safe place to go to practice their sport. They build community, and most importantly, they remove the need to skate in unsafe or illegal places. Currently, the skate park community has had to resort to skating on unsafe roads where you risk being hit by a car due to a distracted driver on their phone, skating on private property, or traveling to other towns on Long Island that have skate parks such as Brentwood or Hempstead. Personally,
I think Babylon also has a skate park. Right? I think there's also a skate park in town of Babylon.
Tanner Skate Park in Copeg, and that's currently undergoing renovation. And for the last 10 years, it's essentially been unskateable because of the rough ground. Personally, for me, finding somewhere to skate on a weekday where I won't intrude on someone else's day is nearly impossible. It's only on weekends when I have the time to drive the minimum half hour to Brentwood Skate Park from my home in Bethpage. I recently learned of the potential redevelopment plan for the Bethpage Community Park. Distressingly, it appears that the skate park was not included in those plans. Unfortunately, due to lack of communication, the future of the town of Oyster Bay Skate Park remains unknown. I respectfully urge the town to include the skate park in any potential redevelopment of the Bethpage Community Park, or to begin planning to build a replacement nearby. To remove it, or to even plan to remove it without any input from the community, is disrespectful to those who petitioned to have it built, as well as to the many thousands of people who used it, and would like to continue to use it since it opened. I've been circulating a petition for a short period of time, which already has nearly 400 signatures in support of retaining the town of Oyster Bay Skate Park. Additionally, we have submitted a proposal for a skate park to all of you. I urge you all to review it, and we welcome your feedback. Please don't take away this valuable community resource with which your residents have just begun to demonstrate they still want. Thank you guys very much for your time and attention.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sterling.
Dan, we really appreciate you coming in. We will absolutely look at all of the information you provide us with. We'll share it with the engineers. The priority right now, just so you know, because I have met with many people in Bethpage about the park, its formation, the remediation. I know Lou has on many an occasion, Councilwoman Walsh. We've all met with Bethpage folks on this very important issue. So it is still a fluid situation. You saw one rendition of what it might look like, but that's still going through a process with the engineers. So there's certainly lots of time left because we're still pushing for the remediation. Our big frustration and priority at this moment is getting Grumman to remove the soils. You remember reading in the paper
Absolutely.
about the drums found there
right
and the
next to the skate park.
contaminants in the drums, and they were encased in concrete? Well, they had to remove some soil to unearth those drums. You know, they haven't even taken that soil off the premises yet.
It's still there?
The Grumman has, at least I'm being told by our attorneys, that Grumman has refused to remove even the soil used to unearth those drums, and that was surrounding those drums with toxic contaminants. So understand what we're up against. It's one of the largest companies in the country. We look forward to our daily paper writing more articles that pressure Grumman to move faster, get the soil off Long Island, truck it off Long Island, remove it properly, take all the soils that are contaminated out with PCBs and VOCs. It is a big process. We look forward to working with the media, who should be chiding Grumman on a daily basis, or at least quite frequently, because they've been just dragging their feet for so long. So we are ways away from building out that plan. We're working with the engineers. We're moving toward that, but we're still fighting to find out when they're going to do the work that they have to by the record of decision of the DEC, and the contaminants that they have to remove by the United States Environmental Protection Agency, and yet still, they haven't done it. So we are with you in wanting to get that park cleaned up. We're not at the point where anyone can point to a plan and say, that's the plan that's carved in stone. It's still a fluid situation, and we will happily look at all of the information that you'd like to present to us.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. We appreciate you too, sir.
Thank you
Thanks
guys
for
your
coming
time.
in.
Have a nice day.
With that, that's all the slips I have. Is there anyone else who would like to be heard? This wonderful young lady up front, would you like to come forward?
Good morning, Town Supervisor Saladino and the board. Just want to start by saying you guys are doing a wonderful job with the summer concert series there.
Thank you. I've
Really
seen you had a
nice.
number of them.
We need a few more here on the North Shore next year.
We would encourage you to get more people out. The department has concerts on all the shores. I was at a show in Oyster Bay recently, I believe it was last week. Lots of shows in Syosset Woodbury Park, and the department spreads them out all over the town.
So I'm here today to give you an update on our favorite topic. And
Christine, could you begin by
Oh,
giving
yeah,
us your
sorry,
name and address,
sorry.
please?
Christine Panzeca, Union Avenue, Glen Head. I'm here to talk about our favorite disastrous and environmentally irresponsible project, which we've been talking about, which is Propel. Hopefully you've seen in the last week, Newsday, the Herald, Long Island Politics. What we've been talking about all along is finally being admitted by LIPA representatives in a separate case that's currently before FERC with regards to the Neptune rate case. So we knew that Propel was always designated to meet the fact that the Long Island transmission system curtailed wind energy, and they put forward this public policy need to export 3,000 megawatts of wind off of Long Island. Since this project has started, they've now moved the goalpost and changed the need. Now it's all about reliability, and the cables are agnostic. Well, Lucina Kazatnanovich put paperwork into the FERC case, which basically says that Long Island will get limited reliability from this $3.26 billion project, and we are a captive customer to Neptune. It further states, to Propel's most recent point, that there is constraints that limit the ability to bring power from upstate to downstate. So even the revised need for this project is now falling apart, and I will submit this to the town board. So now what are we faced with? We're being asked as New Yorkers to spend $3.26 billion on an extension cord that has no source of generation. The state's problem is that they're taking generation offline before they replace it. They took 4,000 megawatts offline, they replaced it with 2 of intermittence. You're gonna hear people talk about, and I have it here in this newly formed coalition statement, the fact that there was a power outage during July 4th. You know why there was a power outage during July 4th in New York City? They took Indian Point offline, New York City lost 20% of its generation, and then they installed this wonderful Chippy project, which we've spoken about the disasters for that. Chippy is failing, not once, but twice, and it resulted in New York City not getting the power that it needed. So instead of learning lessons from the Indian Point debacle, we're still taking generation offline here in Long Island while mandating demand. So what do we have? We have a cable with no source of energy. Our crisis is generation. $3.26 billion should be reallocated to Northport and Barrett and making Long Island energy independent and coming up with cheaper sources of energy. Bruce Kennedy put together a great article, $3.6 billion in search of a generation source, and I'd like to submit that to the record. So where are we now? We're in an Article 7 process where the needs statement for this project has fallen apart. We must be doing something right because now labor unions, environmental groups are getting together and they're trying to form a coalition to push Propel through. This cast of characters makes statements that are completely incredulous when they say that it's been a robust process with extensive community outreach and input. I come from a community that's ground zero. What outreach and input do we have? But instead, what we do find is that their location at 200 Shore Road, which is a laydown yard, now has 2 containment tanks placed on it in the last week, yet the Article 7 has not made any decisions. So that is their staging area, and now we see equipment arriving. We also see that the joint proposal has not been approved, but they're advancing what they call the environmental management and construction plans and giving residents 30 days, and Propel is dictating that timeline. And you know what we're finding out? The Coast Guard and federal agencies are telling them that 6-foot burial depths are not sufficient in the harbor and sound. You need 22. They're too close to the aids to navigation. They're not giving them the right clearances. What are we doing? There's 100% mortality for clams, no provisions for the oysters. It's a 24/7 work schedule down there. And if you have a complaint, they're going to give you a piece of paper and tell you to call a number Monday through Friday to raise your issue. And then they have 10 days to investigate it and see if they substantiate it to say whether it ever actually existed. So the time to act is now. The record is damning that this project does not meet the needs it says it met. It's economically unviable. They're pointing back to the Botamic report that I started talking about 2 years ago. It's a 0.1 without Empire Wind. We have another wind lease bought out by the Trump administration. So this project needs to be dismissed. We hope that the town will work towards drafting paperwork for its dismissal. And for any of these labor organizations that might come to visit you, jobs don't dictate the need for a project. A needed project results in jobs, and we should be looking at smart, common sense solutions to the generation problems. What I've learned in these past 2 years is all those leaders up in Albany and the appointments that are made to PSEG, LIPA, and all the rest, it doesn't take a rocket science to see that they're mismanaging the grid and putting all of our welfare in danger and pushing projects at costs that are astronomical that will never provide us with stability and reliability. I thank you for your time. I will submit this to you as well.
Thank you, Christine. Your research has been tireless and quite in-depth and greatly appreciated. You've been a wonderful partner throughout. We have continued to call for the process by which Albany has foisted this upon us. The process is the #1 complaint we have. In essence, we're being told, like it or not, this is coming your way, and we're going to make sure that it's done our way. And we have a problem with that, clearly.
Their needs statement, which is the basis of their whole being selected, has fallen apart. We have a changing need, and the changing need doesn't even make sense because the need is generation. You have 100 megawatts
amazing.
between New York City, Long Island, and Westchester County. I don't care how many cables you put in, you have 100 megawatts. It doesn't solve the problem.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. All right, that's all the slips I have, and we appreciate everyone's participation. Would you like to be heard? Sure, come on up. Just ask you after you're done speaking if you'd fill out a slip. We appreciate it. And would you start with your name and address?
Thank you. My name is Vincent Sirachi, 124 Glenwood Road in Glenwood Landing. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I know this meeting was adjourning, so I appreciate it. So for years, Propel supporters have said these transmission lines will relieve the upstate to downstate bottleneck, provide Long Island with greater access to lower-cost electricity, and reduce price spike,
I'm going to
price
stop you
spikes.
there.
Yeah.
So just make sure, who said that this is going to be lower-cost electricity? Because we don't believe it.
Propel has indicated that in their statements.
Propel.
Yeah. Recent.
How is that
but-
even possible with the investment in this infrastructure that's going on?
Correct. And this, other issues that have come up that is going to lead to actually more increase in energy bills. But the recent filings tell a different story. Propel's northern endpoint is in Westchester, south of the existing upstate Con Edison constraint. That constraint limits the ability of lower-cost upstate generation to reach Westchester. According to LIPA's complaint, even if Propel is energized on schedule in 2030, downstate reliability needs are expected to persist. NYISO-related analysis cited by LIPA also indicates that the upstate Con Edison constraint is likely to remain binding from 2030 through 2045. So we have to ask a simple question. How does Propel solve an upstate to downstate congestion problem when it does not eliminate the bottleneck that prevents upstate power from reaching Propel's northern endpoint? Building transmission south of that bottleneck is like widening a highway after a one-lane bridge. The additional capacity doesn't solve the underlying constraint. This matters enormously for Long Island ratepayers. If lower-cost upstate electricity cannot get through the existing bottleneck, then the promised economic benefits of Propel to Long Island may be substantially overstated. And if additional transmission projects will be needed to fix that bottleneck, then their costs must be included in Propel's cost-benefit analysis. Long Island customers should not be asked to pay billions of dollars for theoretical benefits that depend on future infrastructure that has not yet been built or funded. This is not an argument against transmission, it's an argument for effective and cost-effective transmission. How much additional power will reach Long Island? What actual savings will Long Island ratepayers receive? And what additional infrastructure and costs are required to make those benefits possible? Until those questions are answered, I would urge that the Propel project is revised in its current form. Long Island should not pay billions of dollars for transmission that bypasses the bottleneck instead of fixing it.
Well, thank you very much for your information and for your information to the public. We have, on many an occasion, reached out to them. Our attorneys have spoken to them, and the message we keep getting is, well, we're going to do it our way, and we'll listen to you. Thank you very much, but we're doing it our way, and you really don't have a lot to say. We're continuing to fight with the residents. We don't like the process. We've asked for certain issues to better protect the communities. And Propel is very stubborn because they know they have the power of the governor behind them. This is your chance. This is the chance for the community to reach out to everyone and be heard. We're with you. The governor is not. I think you can read between the lines here. This is your opportunity. Utilize it.
Yeah, we're trying.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much. Hi.
Hi, Rob Mazzello, go ahead. I'm not going to add, Christine and Vinnie have pretty much laid it all out, but I just wanted to make one request.
Sure.
On the public record, the village of Seacliff and 3 school districts filed motions against the Propel project. We would be greatly appreciative if you guys could take a good look at those motions, and any statement of support on the record would be extremely helpful. Again.
So, you know, we have
yeah,
made numerous statements over
yeah,
the years.
yes.
And I asked you to go over some of the specifics with Frank Scalera, our town attorney.
Okay.
Okay?
And just for information, if you do take a look at the Village of Seacliff, I believe in there they mention what's going to happen to the shellfish population in Hempstead Harbor when they start trenching over there. It will be decimated, just as you had mentioned that you were very interested in that type of stuff.
Very much so.
There's complete disregard for local input in this process. It's been very frustrating. They're acting as if it's already approved.
And
which
yet
is
the
also very
person
frustrating.
responsible for it, who sits in office in Albany, doesn't seem to feel the sting.
No.
I turn on the television news and it never goes back to that person.
No.
I don't understand why. Are they protecting that person?
I don't get it. And
This
then they,
is your
and
opportunity.
then they have the audacity that person has the audacity to claim that this is a home rule state when it's convenient for her it is, but when it's not, home rule goes out the window.
They pick
But
and choose.
We do
That's for
appreciate
sure.
your assistance. Any help that you could put actually on the official record would be appreciated.
Touch base with
Thank
Frank
you.
Scalera, you'll learn that we've been doing that consistently.
Thank you.
Thank you. With that, we appreciate